First of all, I would like to give a very hearty thank you to the staff at Stanford for putting together such an incredible conference. But more than just for putting together a conference, but for having such a committed, dedicated, inspirational team to treat CMT. You are very fortunate that you live in the Northern California area and have these resources at your fingertips. It's rare and unusual. We only have 14 centers of excellence like this. And it's very, very cool that you have this entire comprehensive team of experts who are so deeply committed. And so thank you, Dr. Day, thank you, Carly, thank you to the whole team here at Stanford for caring about us, people with CMT. It really, really helps. Thank you. So I have a question for you. How many people during Christina's presentation just found themselves breathing the entire time? Yeah, all of a sudden I feel so much more awake from all that oxygenating of my blood. Thank you, Christina, that was awesome. Thank you. So I'm here to wrap up and to sort of give you the big picture of who the CMTA is and what we do. You've seen a lot of snippets of it. We do research and we do support and we do amazing things, but I want to tell you a little bit more of our story and who we are. So let's talk about the CMTA. As an organization, who are we? We are friends and we are family. We are researchers and we are patients. We are the internal community, people living with CMT, and we are people who care a whole lot about people who live with CMT. And we are a bunch of goofy people who come together and bring our expertise. We bring it in the advisory board, we bring it as researchers, we bring it as members of the board of directors, and we bring it as staff. And we come together to care and fight for people with CMT. That's who we are as an organization. Our mission, 3 pillars: research. But while we're researching for our treatments, finding that first treatment, we want to improve quality of life by providing resources to the patients. Hopefully you all, as members of the CMTA and the CMT community, feel like you've received a whole lot of resources today. That's who we are. This is fulfilling our mission, and we do it through patient-family conferences like today. We increase awareness. We name September as CMT Awareness Month. We do that. We do that internally within the CMT community, and we do it externally. And ultimately, we want to find a cure for all types of CMT, because what is our vision? It's a world without CMT. That is why we exist. From a research perspective, we are the bridge between the researchers and the patient community. And I love this picture because it exactly exemplifies who we are as an organization. We've got Pat. Pat is not only a person living with CMT, I think you've realized by today that he is focused, driven, and really going to get us toward those treatments and cures. In the middle, we have Dr. Patricia Dranchak. She's at the National Institutes of Health at the CMT clinic there in Bethesda, Maryland. And she works in the CMT clinic, as does Brittany Wright. Brittany's in the back. I'm going to have you raise your hand, Brittany. She's one of our postdocs working at NIH in the CMT clinic. And then the last person at this slide is Missy. And Missy is a woman living with CMT. She's a mother of kids with CMT, and she's a grandmother of kids with CMT. She shares our vision. She, Patricia, and Pat, they all share the vision of the world without CMT. And here they are in the CMT lab at the National Institutes of Health, coming together to solve this problem together. That's what the CMTA is we are that bridge between the patient and the researchers to make our vision a reality. But we are also a whole lot of information and a whole lot of resources while we look for those treatments and cures. This is Katie Eichinger. She's a physical therapist at the University of Rochester, and she is a member of our advisory board. And I don't know if you know that we do this, but monthly we have webinars with members of our advisory board. And sometimes it's Jonah talking about dating with CMT, and sometimes it's Katie talking about how to improve your quality of life through physical therapy. So if you aren't checking out our monthly webinars, I really hope that you'll start to look at them because they're really valuable information. The good news is that they're live, but then that we also record them so you can go back and look at them in the archives. Would you have ever said that we are athletes? 5 years ago, I wouldn't have. I wasn't even close to calling myself an athlete. Through the CMTA and through our CMT Athletes program, there are 1,100 of us who consider ourselves athletes. And some are triathletes who are doing amazing things, and some people are doing wheelchair bowling and becoming experts in their field. I'm a kayaker. I'm not going to win any medals anytime soon, but I'm going to have a heck of a lot of fun feeling empowered in my athletic capabilities. And that empowerment has come through this community of CMT athletes. We are also social media, and if you haven't met Bethany Malash, will you raise your hand? Bethany is our director of social media, and she lives here and just graduated from UC Berkeley. Congratulations. Before Bethany joined the CMTA, our Facebook page had 800 likes, and we are up to 16,000 likes on Facebook. She has really been a linchpin in getting us that sort of following. But why? Because we are bringing the community together virtually, saying, you know what, you're not alone. You can come and connect with us on social media. And that's what we do. And Bethany is so very, very clever in the posts. So thank you, Bethany. They're so fun. Like us on Facebook. Yes, thank you. Bethany is also the author of one of our publications, which is the CMT Survivor's Guide. We provide all kinds of publications. Yes, this is a really fun one. We also have a My Child Has CMT, which focuses on IEPs. We have CMT Facts, which can be very clinical. So we're really a housing for all kinds of information about living with CMT and what life is like with CMT. And we do that through publications. Some are free, and some you can buy on our website. And then we are information on the web. We've really developed our website in the last couple years, and year to date, we have had over 140,000 unique visitors to our website. That's 140,000 different people seeking out information on our website about CMT, and that's year to date for 2014. So if you haven't checked out our website, I hope that you will. You will find all kinds of great information on there, things that are new and current and things that are always on there, like our CMT Facts. And we are support groups. You've heard about them from Gina and how much we have grown our support groups, but here are some of the faces behind the support groups. For any of you who have the stigma that support groups are a place where you go and commiserate about how crummy it is to live with CMT, we do talk a little bit about that, but we also talk about solutions, and we talk about action, and we talk about ways to be empowered and to get inspired and to be a part of the greater community. So we talk about how liberating it can be when you own your diagnosis and own that aspect of who you are. Much like if you listen to Jonah, what he had to say. This is what our support and action groups do. So you don't only have to talk to Jonah, you can come to our support groups and have that same sense of empowerment. There are over 70 in North America, Mexico and Canada, and then of course we have a virtual one for people who can't get to one of the local ones. If you live somewhere like Hawaii, just picking you out because you're far, and not represented on this map, and you don't see your area represented here, our support group network is all volunteer, and we are always looking for more volunteers who want to step up and start one. That's originally how I got involved in the CMTA, was we didn't have anyone on the ground in Atlanta, where I live. And I started a support group, and wow, have I found my life's work. So it's a great place to start and get involved. We are also 14 centers of excellence, and they're not just nationwide, but they're worldwide. And these centers of excellence are comprehensive care, where you can come and feel like people finally understand and get and know more about CMT than you do, which is a pretty unique feeling at the clinic. So I hope that you will come and visit the Stanford Clinic. And I hope that if you don't live in Northern California and you see a clinic that's close to you, that you will go. There are a lot of important things that happen at those clinics. Mike talked a little bit about the importance of the measuring the progression through MRI. And the reason why that's so critical is because that helps us understand how effective drugs can be, right? So if we can measure the progression and then we can measure maybe how the progression might slow, that's why it's important, and that happens in the centers of excellence. The other thing that can really happen in the centers of excellence is getting those proper diagnoses. And we are really strong advocates of genetic testing. You will see, or you will have seen, that in our lobby, two of our partners, GeneDx was on the slide that Pat showed earlier. They're a genetic diagnostic company. Invitae is our newest partner. They came on board Thursday, which is why they didn't make it onto the slide. But they're a local genetic testing company. And Carly touched on that. It is so important that you get a genetic diagnosis if it's right for you, because that can really help us with our robust clinical trials when we give them time. We can pull from this robust data pool. And if you have a genetic diagnosis, then you can be added into that registry. It's really important, so I would really encourage you to do it. We've done it with me and my family, and I would really encourage you to as well. We are also awareness. Gina talked about September being Awareness Month, and we do awareness through our local events. This is a race that we sort of ran. This is our website, which Gina put together. September is Awareness Month, and she has a whole list of helpful tips and Awareness Month notes and activities and things that you can do, and this all happens through the web. Social media, you can change your avatar. We only have a couple days left in September, but if you haven't, you can change your avatar to the CMT ribbon or anything CMT related. And it doesn't only have to stay that way for September. Every month can be Awareness Month. Local grassroots efforts. And through state proclamations. To date, we have 15 states that have proclaimed CMT, or September as CMT Awareness Month. So it's happening at the government level, and it's happening at the local grassroots level, and that's what the CMTA does. We're trying to erase the puzzled look that people give you when you say you have CMT. That's really, really important to us. As an aside, did you know, I don't know if it's been mentioned, that CMT has the same prevalence as MS? Do you feel that familiarity when you say you have CMT? We've got some work to do, and that all happens within our community. The other thing that we are is fiscally transparent. We will always be transparent with you. This is a promise we've made. We will always tell you exactly how we're raising our money and exactly how we're spending it. And if you have any questions about it, please ask me, please ask Pat, Gina, Elizabeth, Bethany. We are absolutely fiscally transparent, and we're very responsible with our money, the money that is donated. I do want to point out on the donations page, or the donations pie graph, all of that has come from within the CMT community. Whether it's a person who has CMT, a person who loves someone with CMT, or a company that is directly correlated to CMT and the management and treatment. Right now, all of our donations are happening from the CMT community. And this year, we are absolutely going to cross $2 million. So we are growing, but we need to grow more so we can spend more on research. I do want to point out that we have 4-star rating from Charity Navigator, and we're one of 350 some odd nonprofits in the US that have gotten that rating. And that is for our responsibility and our transparency. We promise to always be that way with you. We also promise that all of the research money is 100% dedicated to CMT and CMT alone. We're not spending it on any other diseases or any other research. Is all CMT related. So it's directly correlated to the work that is relevant to you. So you guys might want to know why we're so passionate, why we care so much. Do you guys know Johan? This is Elizabeth's son, Elizabeth and Gilles. This is their son, and he has 1A. There's Pat, and here he is hugging Riley, which is Gina's daughter. Both of them have CMT. Bethany with her mom. Bethany has CMT, as does her father, as does her grandmother. Is that right? This is Julia. This is Julia Barron, who is Herb's daughter. Herb is the chairman of our board. And this is my crazy family. Pat said earlier, I come from 5 generations of CMT. I'm generation number 4, and there's a generation behind me of the kids. And this is at our family reunion that we have every year. But we're all really, really deeply committed because we're all a family, right? We're a family within the CMTA, but we're also a family as a population. There are 2.5 million of us living in the world with CMT, and we all share this common thread of experience and this common thread of hope that maybe one day it'll be eradicated. And this is why we do what we do. But the fact of the matter is that we can't do it alone. A very famous politician said one time, if we wait for some other person or some other time to make change in the world, it'll never come. That we are the people that we're waiting for, and this is the time. So I really hope that you guys will join us. Thank you.